It was Scott Hamilton who said the only disability in life is a bad attitude. And to this end, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is determined that no one with a physical disability should be left behind. Stay tuned to Jamaica Magazine to hear the Portfolio Minister Derek Kelly highlight plans to enhance the social protection of all Jamaicans. Also in the half hour, government in action.
Up, Alicia. Up. Up. Bring your head up, Alicia. Head up. Very good. Very good, Alicia.
The operations of the Stimulation Plus Child Development Center, and later.
And the crashing waves of the shore.
We put an upcoming child star in the spotlight. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for tuning in. Keep it locked to Jamaica Magazine, your daily diet of information and entertainment. The news after this message.
Fiscal consolidation.
The centerpiece of the program has been the need to reduce our debt.
Business reform.
Make sure that we transform Jamaica to make it a place to do business easily.
New and existing businesses will benefit from streamlined regulations and processes.
And pursuing strategic investments while protecting the most vulnerable.
The path we're on is the right path.
The economy in Jamaica is turning.
The fact that the international community is once again lending to Jamaica says something about their confidence in our policies.
It is now time to actually stay the course, not to lose the benefits of the hard decisions that have been made.
The Jamaican government is committed to continuing the process of reform.
The government of Jamaica is on a mission, going for growth, staying the course and transforming the economy through its economic reform program.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chizom and this is your JIS News for Friday, May 8. A national plan of action for an integrated response to children and violence is being developed by the Child Development Agency CDA. Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna made the announcement during her sectoral presentation on Wednesday.
The goal of the MPACV is to create and maintain a protective environment supportive of and responsive to the issues of violence, child abuse, and maltreatment of children in Jamaica. And it is going to be an integrated approach between all of us as ministries that we'll be implementing over the course of this year.
In the meantime, the minister is urging Jamaicans to join the government's continued efforts to protect the nation's children.
The practice of keeping silent and not giving the evidence to convict the perpetrators who abuse them must stop.
The regional health authorities say they are working speedily to ensure that public health workers' statutory deductions are paid on time.
The Southeast Regional Health Authority has made payment up to March 2015, and the board chairman has assured me that the region is moving with alacrity to make payments up to May and thereafter keep up to date with the payments of deductions.
The health minister says he has received similar assurances from the board chairman of the other regional authorities. He was addressing a post-sectoral press briefing held at Jamaica House on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the minister again insisted that changes to the working hours for doctors in the public health sector would only be implemented after looking at all recommendations from the task force set up to review the system.
I want to stress, however, that we simply cannot continue with the present situation, and so there has to be a change in the future.
Government is making progress on its plan to establish a single body to manage the country's land transportation sector. The new body will represent a merger of the Island Traffic Authority, the Transport Authority, and the regulatory functions of the Jamaica Railway Corporation.
To this end, the Ministry has concluded the consultancy and is continuing to examine all the recommendations for the implementation and operation of the new entity. That is with a view to presenting the recommendation for Cabinet's consideration.
The Jamaica Social Investment Fund JSIF's Integrated Community Development Project has made its way to Barretttown, St. James. It's among 18 communities that are now benefiting from infrastructure development and skills training initiatives under the project. JSIF's General Manager for Project Management, Lloyd Malcolm, says the project's success will require active participation by residents.
We commit as an agency of government to engage you fully in the process, to listen to you. But for that to happen, we need you to speak to us and communicate with us.
JSIF is spending a total of $42 million to implement the project. It's being funded by a loan from the World Bank. Tourism and Entertainment Minister Dr. Wickham McNeil closed the 2015-2016 sectoral debate on Wednesday. He praised the new format, which saw the entire process wrapping up within 4 weeks instead of the usual months, and much shorter individual presentations.
Our presentations were limited, Mr. Speaker, to 45 minutes for ministers and 30 minutes for opposition spokespersons.
That is the discipline.
Our not being able to speak for 2 and 3 hours compelled us to be more disciplined, selective, and efficient.
Underscoring the theme of the presentations, he said all of government's programs for the fiscal year were designed to continue the work of setting a stable foundation for growth and development.
We understand that there is more that we have to do to set that stable foundation. We have to ensure that we have an educated populace. We have to ensure that we have good health care for our people, that we have safety and security, and that while we do all of this, that we protect the vulnerable.
And finally, the Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment will be hosting the 4th staging of Arts in the Park, this time with a focus on dance. Arts in the Park, the dance edition, will be staged on Sunday, May 17 at the Hope Botanical Gardens in St. Andrew. It will feature a vibrant genre of Jamaican culture ranging from traditional folk forms to contemporary dancehall. Dance scouts from global companies such as the African American Dance Ensemble, ALI2, MTV, Block NYC, and the Martha Graham School of Contemporary Dance have been invited to attend.
We are carrying persons who go into Brazil, who go into Haiti, who go into Cuba. We are carrying schools who are able to now see our talent and give scholarships.
Arts in the Park was launched in 2013 to connect local talents with international booking agents and the talent scouts. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
Parents, make sure the children get immunized. Hear this! Immunization, it is a must. This is not a joke thing, this you can trust. It is required by law for entry to nursery, to daycare and to schools. Listen up, it is necessary to prevent diseases such as the measles, the poliomyelitis, the lockjaw and the whooping cough. Immunize your kids, keep them healthy, keep them strong. Prevent deadly diseases such as mumps, rubella and diphtheria. Immunize your child today. Immunization, a key to good health.
A message from the Ministry of Health and PAHO.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Security is pulling out all the stops this fiscal year to reform the labour market, improve productivity levels and protect the most vulnerable. Get the details from the Minister himself as we recap his sectoral presentation to Parliament.
Reinforcing Jamaica's occupational safety and health framework, labour market information system to be strengthened, and government to improve systems to support persons with disabilities and those with special needs. Just some of the top priorities for the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in the 2015-2016 fiscal year, as outlined in the Portfolio Minister's sectoral presentation to Parliament. In this fiscal year, the Labour Ministry will be pushing ahead with plans to pass the Occupational Safety and Health Bill. To complement that effort, a workers' passport will be introduced in the construction industry by September 2015. It will prove that employees on work sites participated in a 5-hour training program in occupational safety and health.
These passports will be the warranty that the workers are competent,
and equipped to operate safely on work sites. They will also indicate that these workers are competitive in an economy capable of operating at the highest standards in the international labour market.
And as government seeks to identify labour trends so that individuals can know which jobs are in demand, one aspect of the Labour Market Information System, LMIS, will be expanded in June of this year, specifically the Labour Market Intelligence and the Skills Bank component.
This component will enable the Ministry to provide services to the public through web pages dedicated solely to labour market intelligence, education and training, career development, and the maintenance of an employer and investor skills bank.
Since the launch of the job placement component of the LMIS in 2013, the number of persons registered in the database now stands at a little over 360.
With 291 persons already placed in employment locally via this medium.
The ministry will also seek to increase the number of individuals on its overseas employment program. To meet the demand, local training institutions are being encouraged to beef up the training of highly skilled workers so they can take advantage of the program. Up to February 2015, 13,854 Jamaicans were employed to the Overseas Employment Program. During the fiscal year, the Labour Market Reform Commission will also continue its research, and in the next 2 years, it will make recommendations to government on how to increase productivity levels. In the 2015-2016 fiscal year, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security will be doing everything possible to ensure that the National Insurance Fund remains solvent. A cabinet committee is reviewing the recommendations of the actuaries who completed their study on the NIF.
Once this committee has completed its work, its findings will be forwarded to the Cabinet for a decision to be made on the level of contribution and benefit rates that will be required to ensure the continued viability of the National Investment Fund.
The current assets of the fund stands at $71.2 billion, 5% more than the balance in March last year. However, there's a gap between contributions to the National Insurance Scheme and what's paid out in benefits. Improving the lives of the disabled community is also high on the agenda for the government in this fiscal year. Following the passage of the Disabilities Act 2014, the goal now is to establish the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities into a corporate body,
which will encompass a disabilities rights tribunal to reinforce and promote recognition and acceptance within Jamaica of the principle that a person with a disability has the same fundamental rights as any other person.
The early stimulation program will also be expanded to cater to students with special needs in the western end of the island. The program of advancement through health and education path will increase its allocations to beneficiaries in the 2015-2016 fiscal year. $100 million has been set aside for tertiary bursaries, $70 million for post-secondary grants, up from $59 million, and $72 million has been set aside to offer transportation allowances to PATH students. The National Council for Senior Citizens will also continue to support members with its increased budget of $79 million. The Ministry of Labour and Social Security, embarking on a number of programs to improve the lives of Jamaicans, reforming the labour market, taking steps to increase productivity, and implementing a number of measures to protect the most vulnerable.
There'll be a better tomorrow. 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 There'll be a day. There'll be a way. There'll come a time to sing a brand new song. There'll be a better tomorrow.
If you were listening to the first feature in our show, you would have heard that the early stimulation program will be expanded to cater to students with special needs in the western end of the island. Sound good? Not true? Not convinced? Well, look at what's happening at the Child Development Center in Rockfort, East Kingston, and decide if it's worthy of replicating.
How does it feel to be different from me? Are we the same? How does it feel?
Since 1975, the Early Stimulation Program has been providing assistance to thousands of children with developmental disabilities all across the island, transforming their lives from black and white into living glorious technicolor, providing therapeutic and educational services for children with special needs. To broaden that objective, in 2006, the Ministry of Labour and Social Security expanded the activities of the program to include a Stimulation Plus STIM Plus Early Childhood Development Center.
We see children with cerebral palsy. We see children with chromosomal disorders such as Down syndrome. We see children with intellectual impairment, learning disabilities. We see children with autism and a number of various conditions.
After its initial assessment, the center implements feasible programs for those children aged 3 to 6 years to help them overcome their challenges.
We have what we call a parent orientation, that we sit with you and we explain what is happening or what might be happening with your child, and look at a program how we are going to go about assisting this child developmentally. The case is discussed with the home intervention supervisor and other team members.
Counseling sessions and workshops are also organized for the parents and guardians who have a difficulty accepting and dealing with their child's disability. In addition, STIM Plus has daily therapeutic treatment for the children.
We have over 112 children. We have 8 classes, and the children are not necessarily in classes according to their age, but based on their capabilities or their mental age, they are placed into classes.
And so, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. weekday, the disabled children receive one-on-one attention, specifically tailored to their need to help improve their condition. Just take a look at some of the activities for these children diagnosed with cerebral palsy. They vary, from using a swing to teach balance so that the children will be able to sit and walk properly, to enjoying a ride on the peanut ball.
So she is on the ball and we move her back and forth to strengthen her upper body and get head control. Up, Alicia, up, up, bring your head up, Alicia, head up, very good, Alicia.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's rough, it's rough.
Others enjoy tactile stimulation techniques, which uses rough and soft material to stimulate and differentiate between the senses.
So we want to encourage Gabby to do hand-eye coordination stuff, so she'll be able to see the object and pick it up. So go, Gabby. We're also doing it in a sitting position to encourage Gabby to sit down, right? Pretty girl? Take up the block for Auntie. Put your hand around it. Woo! We got one! Nice girl!
There are also activities to help these children with special needs to develop their literacy and numeracy skills.
5 little ducks went swimming one day over the hill and far away. Mama duck said, quack, 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 and only 4 little ducks came back.
We use music to teach the children to count, to teach them to identify the numbers, use their fingers and to interact.
Parents who enrolled their children at STIM Plus, which is operated by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, have seen first-hand improvements in their children with special needs. Melissa's daughter is diagnosed with autism, but things are looking up.
Lots of changes. First things first, I credit them with having my child walk and run and even swing on a swing song by herself. Things that I didn't know that she could do on her own, that she wasn't doing at home.
He's learning more to count, says ABC, as well as he comes, he's doing a little writing, but you find he's not holding the pencil as strong as you want him to, so he doesn't write as perfect as you're expecting him to. But he's trying to do a little more than what he was doing before, so you're seeing improvement.
Shantoy, say ABC for mommy. She was slow with the letters. Now she knows all her letters, she knows colors. She's able to speak her mind freely. Vast improvement.
When the children reach the age of 6 and have made, the progress, we do have a graduation for them that parents look forward to. Seeing these children who were so delayed, now going off.
off to other special education programs or the formal school system, some getting a chance to even do their GSAT, complete high school and university.
These are some of the things that inspire us to go on to help the children. We have children who come here and they're not talking and they leave talking. You know, things like that that inspire us and encourage us to go on.
So if you have a child or know of a child with special needs,
just have faith and work with the child, just as STEM Plus would work with them, right? And help them. Don't leave the teacher alone to work with them. Don't rough them. Don't try to, you know, make them feel like them is nobody.
My advice to them is, if you do have a child with disability, Stimulation Plus is the place for them to be.
For more information, contact the Early Stimulation Program, 95 Hanover Street, Kingston, or the Ministry of Labour and Social Security in your parish.
There's a power in the faintest heartbeat that cannot be denied. Go on and trust yourself. You can ride the wind. You're gonna take your dreams where they've never been. There's a hero in everybody's
Yes, the faces of the little ones make us want to love, cherish and support them even more in their endeavors. As we continue to celebrate Child Month, we feature Songbird with remarkable talent.
E, energetic. R, respectful. I, intelligent. C, caring. A, animated.
Some have dubbed this 11-year-old the little girl with a big voice. And it was in St. Mary, at a function where the Prime Minister and other noted officials were in attendance, that we first discovered this budding star who blew away audiences with her superior vocal skills. This child prodigy is certainly on the rise.
I realized that I could sing very well when I was at the age of 9. I used to listen to my sister, and some of the times I was jealous and those things. So I just tried it. I used to watch some little Barbie shows until I started singing and I realized that I could sing. I used to practice with tracks and practice with other persons.
And like most great singers, she's had the perfect start, right in the church.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God.
I'm a Christian and I go to the Claremont SDA, and most of the times I sing down there.
How great thou
Erica's skill has also been honed at her school, Port Maria High and Preparatory, where Audrey Brown, her coach and principal, has been working assiduously with her. So too is her older sister Evie, another singing sensation.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
produce such high notes takes great skill, and for Erica, she takes her inspiration from the best.
I believe the children are our future. My inspiration is Whitney Houston. She has melody and she understands the song and she sings it with passion. To make it easier.
And while Whitney has passed away, there's another rising global superstar from right here in Jamaica who she's hoping to meet one day.
I'd like to meet Tessantin.
Erica is on the way to one day getting her desired Grammy Award. But for now, she remains content with the countless medals and awards won locally. Most of them come from the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, JCDC's Music and Gospel Festival.
All these trophies and medals are for JCDC national competitions. This one is the overall award for most outstanding songs from the movie. And this one is the most outstanding Class 3 songs from movies. This one is a gold, this one is a silver, and this one is a silver. These medals are for singing.
In addition to those, Erica recently copped 12 medals at the JCDC Parish Championship, with a total of 9 gold medals and 3 silver. And just to show how in tune she is with her craft, take a look at what happened during the middle of this performance during the JCDC music competition.
The key is lower. The key is lower.
The error was fixed and Erica was back on key again.
Mountains and the crashing waves of the shore. Jamaica, and I love your voices speaking deep inside my heart. And my heart must answer.
For her, the future is bright.
Sail on, silver girl, sail on by.
When I'm older, I see myself as an international singer. And some of the places I would like to see myself is America, Europe, England, and Trinidad and Tobago.
What if you
I would like to say to the children who are listening right now is that if they do not succeed on something that they wanted to do, they should try and try again. Never give up.
I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. I will ease your
And that's it for this Friday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Thanks for staying with us. Catch us again tomorrow on this station. And if you can't wait that long, then catch us at your leisure on the internet. JIS.gov.jm or YouTube channel or other social media platforms. I am Adrian Atkinson and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.